neighborhood Gusses are gussing around. Your favorite neighborhood Gusses, where are they found? In the studio making a podcast for you. Find out what we did this week. Was it fun or was it kinda bleak? You won't know unless you listen to the podcast. Find out what we talking about. Is it good or is it kinda not? You won't know unless you listen to us.
Gus!
Hello, Mother Gusses.
Oh, wow. Straight off the bat, you went with it.
It felt so right.
It felt right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you've committed to it. I'm very pleased.
My name's Shannon Guss. I'm here with my co-host / husband, Peter Guss. Hello, Peter.
Hello. I'm very excited that you've just embraced the Mother Gusses. This is it. We're doing it now. We've chosen.
I don't know.
No takes backsies.
Why was I so reticent? Yeah, for all the reasons that one would be reticent. Well, sorry this is so late. What is late? We once had a day that it should be, and now it's just like kind of whenever we can do it. Yeah, it's been a busy week.
Yeah, we've had guests stay with us over the weekend, and when you do that, which is lovely, by the way, it's not a negative thing, but you do that, and then your like weekend plans of things you usually do on the weekend just get like spread out throughout the after work times throughout the week. So that's made things a little complicated.
No, and also it's just that time of year. Like I had my Christmas party, and then, to be fair, a lot of it's just things we want to do. Not gonna lie to you, we just were doing other things. In our defense, we also have no time to celebrate our anniversary, which is in roughly 2 hours. In fact, this podcast is our anniversary date.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this is it. We have no time because we have like I've work
This
events.
is also your present, Shan.
This is an awful present.
It's your card.
This
it's
is
your
quality
present,
time.
it's
You set it
everything.
up, acts of service. We'll talk about stuff, words of affirmation.
Yep.
It's not a gift.
No, I've got a whole card. It's going to be verbal and it's going to be on this podcast.
There's no way you can do that. It takes you like an hour to write your card, so I know you can't do it on the fly.
Ah,
I could.
so true.
Yeah, it's our anniversary in 2 hours, our 6-year wedding anniversary. And we have no time to celebrate it. I think that the hope is that next week we will go see Zootopia.
Yeah.
But that's a big if based on, again, we're just doing other things really.
We saw, yeah, I mean, we could have done it on the Wednesday.
Yeah, we went on Wednesday to see the movie Eternity. Now that is a good anniversary date. However, my mom was there, which is fine. Technically, on our first technical date was with my whole family to the football. So it makes sense.
That we just continually including your parents on our date nights.
It's just like, why not have them there? Like at the point where they
reasons.
can come. Like why? But Eternity was different because that wasn't my mom crashing that. You crashed Eternity with my mom.
I did.
When I saw the trailer for Eternity a few months ago, I said to my mom, "We'll have to see this movie." I asked you if you wanted to come. You were the tag along. Also, it was a pre-screening, which is called Girls' Night Out. Like the cinema does Girls' Night Out, and you get like a drink with it. And I Googled if men could come, and it was like, yeah, if you don't cause a ruckus. So I brought you, and there was no other man in that cinema.
There was no ruckus either.
Yeah, you cried a lot.
Oh, I guess I caused some ruckus then.
No, there was no ruckus. But
there was 5 people in the entire cinema.
It's true. There was no other man in that cinema, and there was also pretty much no other people. No one else in the entire country was as excited for Eternity as me.
And it was quite good.
It was really good. I loved it so much. It lived up to the hype, like the insane hype. I was like checking the Rotten Tomato scores every day, hoping it wouldn't fall. It was going up and down. I don't know why. I kind of know some reasons, but I said this on the Wicked podcast I did a couple of weeks ago, but I was like, that's gonna be my favorite movie of all time.
It definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I loved it. I guess, is it my favorite movie of all time?
No way.
Hamilton's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, well then it wasn't. So we've
But Hamilton's not really a movie. This is a type of movie that I will watch again and again, and it goes into the pantheon of my favorite movies. Well, I guess my favorite movie maybe is sort of The Traveling Pants. It is a movie that is in an upper echelon of movies that I will continuously watch again and again. That qualifies.
Your favorite movie was The Time Traveler's Wife.
Ew. You mean About Time?
Yes, About Time,
I
sorry, About
understand
Time.
why you got confused.
About Time.
They both have Rachel McAdams, and they're
They
both about
have
time travel.
Come on.
Very different movies. Time Traveler's Wife, not good.
I don't know what
About
that one is.
Time, beautiful movie. That is in that category with me of About Time.
What's the difference between those two movies?
They're completely different films. I don't know what to tell you.
They have the same. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Time Traveler's Wife is about a man who can time travel, and so is About Time. They're
Wait,
both
is that
married
with
to Rachel
Eric?
McAdams.
Which one's got Eric Bana?
Time Traveler's Wife.
Okay.
Cool. I hope we're not spoiling these movies for anyone, but we spoiled Someone Who Survived South Africa last week, and it's been 3.5 years. We won't spoil Eternity for you. But Time Traveler's Wife is like, she's with him and he keeps leaving because he's traveling through time. It makes it really hard. He's like, he sees her when she's a kid. It's weird. And about this bad time travel movie, very hard with time travel. About Time is like he has a normal relationship, but he can go back to change things. And spoiler alert, what he learns is the best way to use time travel is to like experience the day twice, like have your frustrations with the day and then the second time appreciate it. And then he learns to stop time traveling and to just appreciate, like to live every day as if it's his second time and just appreciate it.
I don't remember that one. I remember the first one with Eric Bana.
Yeah, I'm sure you do, because it was very extreme. It's very memorable. About Time was like Eternity. It was like a similar, well, they're very different movies, but like it was also a like kind of fantastical premise, but mainly like a love story, and it says like beautiful things about love and life. That's what I want. That's not Time Traveler's Wife.
Okay.
But nice to know that you knew it had something to do with time.
Yeah, and Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Basically the two things. So
also love Rachel McAdams, so fair enough. Eternity, for me, without spoiling it, really did live up to the hype of, well, I love Elizabeth Olsen. She's the star.
That is
basically true. The premise of Eternity, which everyone should go and see, is, and this is all in the ads, this is not a spoiler, but do you want to say it?
No, because I didn't know what you were going to say, and I don't want to spoil
the premise
things.
of the movie.
I'm scared of spoiling things now that I spoiled Someone Who Survived South Africa from 3.5 years ago.
I think there should be a limit, to be honest, where things are outside of the zone. But yeah, Eternity is about, basically, she had a young husband die.
We'll tell you in 3.5 years.
It's actually really tough. Even then, it's actually really tough to explain. It's about the afterlife. It's like this afterlife where you can choose to be in eternity with any eternity, but that's it forever. And she's a woman who was passed away, and she had 2 husbands in the course of her life, and she has to choose like where and with who to spend eternity. I liked it because it said a lot of interesting things about like what love is, like the different types of love, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And it had a really fun premise of like you had to find these worlds to spend eternity in. So we definitely spent a lot of time, me, you, and my mom, on the date that you crashed with my mom, talking about like what world we'd want to be in.
That was fun.
Cat world.
Cat
we'll
world.
meet a cat world. There was no cat world. There must be a cat world though.
There's always a cat world.
Can you imagine?
It's called a cat cafe.
Yeah.
But just for eternity.
That is what my mom said. Like a cat cafe. Yeah. Because you had originally said Disney World, and I was like, I don't know if I can do the lines every day for eternity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you have like fast passes, but no one else has fast passes.
I think that based on like the way the movie was, you wouldn't have fast passes. I love Disney. We did it for 1 week, 7 days. Could you do it forever? Like we've challenged it. We Disney out. Like we do Disney all day when we go. We did it 7 days in a row in Florida. Could you do any longer than we could barely do the 7 days we did.
Didn't we? We had a nap.
No.
Sorry,
did we fall asleep in the park?
We fell asleep in the park.
We is a strong word.
Yeah, I fell asleep in the park.
Peter can fall asleep kind of anywhere.
If
tired enough.
I mean, we were like, we're not going to have jet lag, and we just tried to will through the jet lag.
We went to Animal Kingdom day 1 and found out later it's the biggest of the parks. Yeah.
And there's fireworks at what, it was like 11 p.m. or something?
Yeah, we don't leave before the fireworks. That's stupid.
Yeah, so we were like, all right, we've touched down, and now we are going to stay out past 11 p.m. without jet lag, which is an extreme thing to do.
And we have to go on every ride, obviously. And
side note of my favorite thing of Animal Kingdom, we like walk in, and for people that have been there, if you like walk straight, there's like animals, I guess, Animal Kingdom, and there was like this giant line, so we just like attached ourselves to the back of the line, and we're like, I wonder what it's going to be. And then after a while of waiting, I'm like, I'm just going to go to the front and see what people are waiting to see. And we went to the front, and everyone was waiting to see the kangaroos, and I was like, oh man.
It was like the first thing we did. But yeah, you felt like you've fallen asleep on my shoulder in some, like, definitely in a Disney park, at least a couple of Disney parks. I remember you fell asleep on the cruise we took in New York. I was like, glad you're enjoying this. You just slept on my shoulder.
Is cruise the right word?
Like,
It's like
tour ferry.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
like a ferry.
I'm glad you had such a good time with it.
To be fair, the like first half
Why the lights are
had
crying?
so much of the like tourist explanations, and then the second half was like, we're just going to drive you back to the port.
It had some stuff. You missed it.
Well,
You
sure,
were
I was
asleep.
asleep. At least that's what I like to tell myself. I didn't miss anything.
Nothing you cared about. But why were we talking about Disney? Oh yeah, would we spend eternity at Disney World? No, the only thing I think I could spend eternity with is you.
Oh, that's sweet.
And my mom would have to be there. And the cats, I think.
Oh god.
And all the
No,
cats. Yeah.
the cats will be nice. And
That's-
your mum too, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's such a good eternity one.
Like, what am I meant to say now?
Yeah.
I'm trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, we really like that movie. So we saw Eternity, but that didn't count as a date. We had a date, what we were meant to have for our anniversary months ago. I booked us tickets to The Fray, Peter's favorite band.
Yes.
They had a nostalgic millennial.
They had a 20th year like reunion kind of show, anniversary show. That's
Well,
the way.
it was for the album.
Yeah, for the
For
first
their
album.
Yeah.
And
I love when bands do that.
Well, I went to go see them in 2008. Feel like it was, so like 17 years ago. And that was like my first ever concert. Well, it was my first ever concert. So I was like very excited, obviously, had a great time. And then with one of my mates who I went with back then, unfortunately, because this was mosh pit only and it was 40 degrees for the US people, it's like over 100.
It's a lot. It's a lot of degrees.
And you obviously weren't going to be able to do that in a mosh while
No.
pregnant. So my mate who I went to originally with to the concert came. And yeah, we had a great time seeing The Fray. I think people don't know this about The Fray. The lead singer, who was being the singer for majority of the time, in 2002, so only like 3 years ago, started suffering from really bad stage fright. So he actually left the band because he had stage fright, which is crazy to me that you can like perform for like 25 years and then get stage fright.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Well, I kind of think it was like mental health difficulties. Like it said he'd had panic attacks on stage. I don't think that necessarily meant stage fright.
No, there was other articles that were like, he's like, yeah, I get stage fright. And I was like, all right, like that's pretty cool. I mean, like interesting. I don't know if it's cool. Kind of reminded me of like Ted Lasso getting those panic attacks.
Eliza's desperate to be part of this podcast. I don't know if you guys can hear her. So yeah, that was meant to be our date, our anniversary date, and I didn't get to go on it.
It was still really fun.
I'm glad for
the
you.
backup singer who was like the backup on the original album is now the lead singer, and it's like very different, but he brings a lot of energy, and he's really fun. So it was just a really good time, and the range of ages there was amazing. It was like I think everyone was meant to be over 18, but there was definitely like 14-year-olds in there, and then there was at least a grandma who was probably pushing 75, 80.
I didn't know she was a grandma. What if she didn't have kids?
Okay, well, she was there not alone, so unless she took other people's children.
She was there with kids?
Well, I wouldn't say kids. Her kids were like 50 years old.
Right.
Yeah, so...
I thought you were just like being mean about her being old, but she was there with her grandkids.
No, not her grandkids. She was there with her children.
Oh, her 50-year-old children.
Yes.
And they might not have kids, so she might not be a grandma.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell once it was like... They were in the middle of... She was like...
Why didn't you ask
She was
her?
deeper in the mosh than I was.
You weren't very deep in the mosh.
We were like 2/3 back, and she was like closer to the front half. And yeah, she was definitely pushing 80. So it was good.
The reason that this is cute is because like Peter's not like a huge music person.
I'm not at all.
And as I've said, that will all fall to me with our child.
I think my Spotify Wrapped said I listened to like 400 minutes of music last year.
And what were they?
All top 5 songs were from K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
And then my top artist was Taylor Swift.
Very similar to mine. Also, a lot of my top 5 was K-pop Demon Hunters. And my top genre was K-pop. So, and I saw some memes that were like, parent Spotify Wrapped, and it was all K-pop Demon Hunters, and I was like, yes, parents. But yeah, so Peter loves The Fray, so that's why I wanted to get us tickets for The Fray, because he like weirdly loves The Fray for someone who's not that into music. And this was before I was pregnant.
My first
I
concert.
thought I could go. So it was your first concert?
Yeah.
In 2008?
Yeah. It was like I don't know, 16.
And how many have you seen since then?
That was a great question. 4, and this was my 5th.
No, you haven't seen 4 concerts.
As in, are you saying too high or too low? I can't tell.
I think I've seen more concerts than that with you.
Have we gone to many concerts together?
Jesus, maybe not. I mean, we've been to a lot of musicals.
I think I don't know if we've ever gone to a concert together.
We went to Taylor Swift. Went to the
Oh,
Eras tour
okay, fine.
recently.
That's true, Taylor Swift. So I forgot about that one. So that was this was my
I've been to
6th.
so many concerts. I feel like, where were you?
I just don't go. You always go without me.
With my mom.
I've been to the Script. I went to Swedish House Mafia, which was probably my favorite concert.
Huh.
And I went to Justin Timberlake with my mom.
I also went to Justin Timberlake. Not with my mom, actually. What was that in 2000? That must have been 2007.
No,
Oh,
Justin
not that.
Timberlake.
I went in
No,
2007.
That was like 7 years ago, maybe.
No,
I think
was
I
it?
just
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 7 years ago.
yeah, it was something like that.
It
Because
wasn't.
I bought mum the tickets for her birthday.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, I think.
Well, I didn't have money 10 years ago, so it couldn't have been.
It wasn't. I'm gonna Google it after. Which was the world tour that Justin Timberlake did. Anyway, it is true. You have you haven't been to a lot of concerts. That's why it was gonna be really special. And instead I got ditched on my anniversary.
And the funny part was there was like a pregnancy accessibility section. So you could have come.
Yeah, I did think I probably could have called, but I was like, your friend is
It was
here,
still
and it's
40
nice for you
degrees.
guys to go. I don't even know like the kind of hits of the fray.
That's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, and it's also it is just so hot. Like I don't think people understand who aren't in Sydney. It's horrible. You know that the first day of my pregnancy is the first day of winter. So
What?
yes, the first day of my pregnancy was the first day of winter.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I perfectly lined up this whole 3 months to be summer. Nightmare, dying, even right now.
Yeah, it's very hot.
It's very hot, so there's not a lot I can do.
No.
No.
The only bad thing about going to this concert was both times I've gone, they haven't played my favorite song, which is kind of a bummer.
I'm sorry. That was like when I got bad surprise songs at the Eras tour that we went to together. But it's fine. I still loved it.
Yeah. And there's not enough. Too many people are sleeping on Absolute.
Okay. That's your music take?
That's it. That's my music take forever.
And K-pop Demon Hunters are amazing. If K-pop Demon Hunters come, we will go.
I think the only reason Taylor Swift was my top artist was because I said I would listen to the whole album.
Yeah.
For this podcast.
Yeah.
And that made her number one.
I don't know if the
Otherwise, it
data
was
is like
K-pop.
fully accurate.
Didn't seem super accurate.
Yeah. There's some things that don't really add up. But anyway, yeah, so that's our week. We have not had the time to do this, but we're here right now, and that's good. What else were we going to talk about? Our anniversary?
I think it was a proposal story.
Oh, yeah. We had a question from Jonathan Schwartz wanting to hear Peter's side of the proposal story. It's the story I've told. I mean, yeah, Survivor podcast listeners know that it was Survivor themed, but there's actually a lot more that happened that day that I don't think I've told. I just talk about my life so much on the podcast. You know, on a Survivor podcast this week, I said I was having a C-section. Why? They didn't ask for that information.
How would that come up?
Such a good question. We were talking about, I don't remember how it got there, but then we were talking about the net challenge that kind of looks like a birth.
What?
And Mike was making a joke, and then I was like, I'm having a C-section, because I was like, I don't want people to associate that with me. Anyway,
jeez.
So I'm saying I talk a lot on
Clearly,
the Survivor podcast about
unhinged.
Yeah. Do you want to give your side of the proposal story?
Okay. So I guess I start from the beginning. It's a pretty fun story. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
To everyone. So a couple months before I proposed, I planned what I wanted to do. And I had in my mind that I wanted to do a Survivor Tribal Council and then, propose kind of there. That was like kind of the building blocks. And then when I was like, all right, practically, how am I going to do this? And part of it was obviously Shannon's really close with her family. So I wanted to get her brother involved who was doing exchange in Belgium at the time. So I'm like, okay, I need to have some sort of like video, some sort of recording or something. And that kind of came in with this idea of doing a video where I would get like a host of the video. And then the host would pretend that, Shan and I are like the final two at a tribal council. And then it was like the jury kind of asking questions, but the jury would be her loved ones. And then instead of us giving answers or me giving answers, maybe it would have been better if I gave the answers, but I got the jury to give the answers as well, which just, gave them more screen time, probably because we were getting a large part of the edit.
The edit of our own proposal.
So I had to think of how that was going to work. I knew my friend Jared, who's really good with like videos and stuff. I told him the plan really early, so he was like keen to help out. And he did like an awesome job putting together like our relationship up until the point of the final two. So it kind of was like the pre-merge into the merge into the final two, and he kind of like made the story in the video. And I also needed to try and organize who would be on the video. So apologies in advance, because my actual number one choice, which I don't know if maybe some people know, was I actually reached out to Suri.
People know because I told her on the exit interview.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did she say?
I think she did a little giggle.
Oh.
And then I felt bad being like, you never got back to my husband. So I was like, it was probably his fault.
Hey.
He's probably lying. I don't even think he tried to get in touch.
This was before Cameo.
Cameo would have made this very easy.
Yeah, Cameo would have made it so easy.
For the low price of however much it is to get Suri on
Cameo. That would have been fine. I would have done it, but it didn't exist. So I was like trying to use different ways to get to Suri, and I got her Facebook and sent her a message, and no one responded. And
it's because you're not on any social media. She's not on Facebook. No one is on Facebook.
Back then, it was for engagement. So what's that, like 7 and 8 years ago?
It was 7 years ago. We got married 6 years ago in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And we got engaged 7 years and 1 month ago.
Yeah. I said 7, 8 years ago, and you outrageously.
You shouldn't be ballparking when we got engaged.
7, 8 years
what
ago.
Date was it?
Correct.
What date?
It is correct.
What date was it?
That I proposed?
Yeah.
It was November 17.
No, it was November 10th.
It was 1 week off.
Why?
Because I was planning to do it on November 17, and then I had to push it forward because you're being too whiny.
What? What's that part of the story?
Well, let me tell you. So, basically, let me finish the first part of the story. Yeah, no, I'll come to that. Anyway, Suri didn't answer, so I went with my backup plan, which was Nick Iadanza.
Oh, you wanted Suri to be the host?
Well, that would
have cost you a lot on Cameo. You could have got one video from her, and she would have been like, "What are we doing right now?"
No, I wasn't really sure. I just knew I wanted Suri. I actually reached out to her like right at the beginning.
For the non-Survivor fan, Suri is like my favorite Survivor player of all time. She is my favorite Survivor player.
That was why it was important. Sorry, probably should have explained that.
Yeah.
So I was trying. Yeah, that happened like at the beginning, and then no one answered for a long time. So I was like, all right, I need to like switch it up. And I was able to get Nick Iadanza to pretend to be like JLP and host it.
David, they say now.
David. So Nick did a great job, and there was quite a bit of effort that went in, because he had to send like multiple audio clips and videos, and then we had to stitch it all up into a actual story. So thank you, Nick. He did awesome. And then for the jury members, we had Mike Bloom, which was pretty funny.
My co-host.
This is always funny.
Best friend, yeah.
Jason, your brother.
The best thing about Mike is like you have to cut Mike down.
Yeah, Mike said
way more than my brother.
I think I can't remember the exact time limit, but I said to him like, don't go more than, I think it was 3 minutes or something, and he did like 7.
He's still talking to this very day.
I just had to cut things out. I was like, this is a long.
I want to see the OG.
I don't know.
I really want to see the OG.
I don't know where it would be now. I don't know. I wonder if I can find it. But anyway, yeah, to cut him down. And then Rob Sestonino and Nicole, and we asked for like some marriage advice, and they were really funny. They were basically, do you remember what they said?
They said something about kids.
They were like,
don't have kids.
If you want to be happy, don't have children. And then they're like, kind of laugh, and they're like, haha, no, but really don't have kids.
Yeah, I do remember that. It's kind of not what you want to hear as you're getting engaged.
And as we're about to have kids. Wow, we really didn't listen.
Yeah. We also have a lot of people have told us not to have kids. Sam Pang told us that on live TV.
People won't know who Sam Pang is.
We were on a live football TV show, and Sam Pang was on it. Yeah, he was on it. Yeah. Front Bar, was it?
Yeah.
and he's a comedian. And we were being like, we're obsessed with football and whatever. And he was like, don't procreate. And it was like, well, how bad would you feel if we were like infertile?
Yeah, it was pretty rough after
We should
the
have said that to
miscarriage.
him. It wasn't after the miscarriage. It was years ago.
It's like,
But
oof.
that would have been really funny if we just said that back at him.
We
It's
should
like,
tell
actually,
him.
we just
We
lost the
should tell
child.
him when we have the kid. We'll say we didn't. We post the clip of him saying, "Don't
Please
procreate,"
stop reaching out to
and then
people.
and then showing the baby. He has his own TV show now. It'll probably go on the show.
Should we do that?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
He was roasting us.
He'll probably roast our kid.
Are you gonna reach out on Facebook?
Yeah.
He's not on Facebook. You
Come
can actually get through to
on.
people on Instagram, but you cannot do it on
I
Facebook.
don't have Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I have one of the producers' numbers still.
What to be like?
It's on my
Remember
phone.
4 years ago when Sam Pang made fun
Yeah.
of us?
Well, I do.
Well, we weren't actually gonna have kids. We had a point to prove. Here's our
Something
child,
like that.
and we'll call the child Sam. Sammy.
My sister's name is Sam. So we
But
can't
it'll
do
be
that.
after Sam Pang.
Well, my other brother's name's Pang. I didn't have a brother.
No. Yeah.
So anyway, back to the story. So I had to also organize. I think people wondering like, how are you going to do a tribal council? And I want to make it as realistic as possible. So I asked my dad, I'm like, where do I get like a giant log and stumps?
To the woods.
Yeah, basically I wanted pieces of wood so that we could, make a proper tribal council with authentic and, get some tiki torches and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, he's called his friend who runs a landscaping business, and they would just happen to be like taking out a huge tree.
What? I don't know this part of the story. I've never heard this in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, so we basically got
I
this,
never
like,
questioned where the wood came from.
well, what we didn't just have like
I
lots
thought
of
you went
wood.
to the woods.
You can't just go. Well, actually, I don't know, but there's no. Firstly, where around us would we have gone to the woods and just removed a tree? And how would we transport that back?
I didn't think about it.
There was a lot more effort than you've clearly.
No, I thought it was
realized.
impressive that you had like proper log stumps. I just didn't think about it.
Well, anyway, so we got this tree dropped off at our place.
You got a tree dropped off? Where was I?
Well, we hid it.
You hid the tree?
Yeah, we hid the stumps in the garage.
Yeah, in the stump. So then who cut the tree?
No, the landscaping.
Oh,
people
they
helped cut
delivered
it.
stumps to you.
Well, it wasn't
Oh, but
stumps.
to this
it was
day, I
cut-
thought
it
you
was
were cutting your own
cut
stumps.
Piece of trees.
Yeah.
Do you know how thick that it was? Like
I'm
this
less
thick.
impressed.
It was so you can't cut. Well, like I can't. Most people can't cut a tree that's that wide.
Did you pay them for this service?
I can't remember. But anyway,
Okay, then you hid
I
the
think
stumps.
they had a tree that they had to get rid of. I was accepting of a tree. I think it just worked out. It was good business. From
Nice doing
everyone.
business with you,
Yeah,
tree taker.
they did leave the tree in the front of the house, and Dad and I had to carry this tree.
The stumps.
It's not. There's all stumps, so they'll cut up into these giant portions. It was not light.
But that's what we sat on.
Well, you don't. Yeah, whatever.
They were stumps. It was good. It looked like a tribal council.
We had to carry them all through the back part of the house to put them in like.
This was all
the
at
side
Peter's
garage.
parents' house, just to explain. Yeah.
Well, because we had to hide it from you. Also, it's funny because like, I'll spoil part of the story, but like we'd set it up like quite early, and then we just had to hide it from Shan whenever she came over to my parents' house. We always had like the blinds closed or like things in front of it so you couldn't see, and like it was like
stumps?
really obviously tribal council fully set up, and she just didn't notice for ages.
We
'cause
never
set
go
it
out
up
to that
early.
area of the house, ever. In fact, the reason I knew I was getting proposed to is when you said, let's go back around here. And I thought, oh, I'm definitely getting proposed to because why?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically I was like, all right, stumps. I went and got some tribal
Video check.
council
Stumps
stuff.
check.
No, you got like the tiki torches, got all that. I was like, all right, cool. And then once I had it all like kind of worked out, I was like, okay, like what date am I going to have to do it? And then I had to plan the date because I was like, wait, I want your parents to be there because it's very important to you and me for your parents to also be there. So then I had to also work
They were
out
in
with
Sydney.
your parents.
We lived in Melbourne. Yeah.
I was like, we have to fly them down. But like, how do we do that? Because you're always talking to your mum and also you would like know if your parents were no longer like in Sydney. So we had to work it out. So we're going to do it on the 17th, but your parents were busy.
Oh, that's what it was. I
I'm
wasn't whiny.
completely making that up. I have
I don't think it was going to be on the
no idea.
17th.
I
We had
can't
plans on
remember.
the 17th. No, it was never going to be on the 17th.
Wasn't there a
We were at
ball?
the Pfizer ball on
Yeah,
the
Pfizer
17th.
ball.
Ha!
That was the problem.
Yeah.
I
I was whiny. I remember exactly what we did, and I can tell you
you
every
still
day.
were whiny.
Yeah, no, but that's not why. I'm not saying I wasn't whiny. I'm just saying that it didn't change anything.
Anyway, so yeah, there was a lot of moving components because I also didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't trust anybody not to ruin the surprise for Shan. And I knew that like she would really like the surprise and enjoy it. And if it was ruined for her, it would like really take away from the moment and wouldn't be as special. So I was like, I can't tell anybody. So I had to record her brother's like portion for the video like really late, like last. Because I was worried that he might tell anyone.
Yeah, no, would be gabbing. What do you mean he would never?
He would never tell anyone anyway.
Yeah,
but we recorded it late just in case. But the thing was like, we also wanted to have a what's called like a l'chaim, a celebration after we proposed.
In Judaism, often you have like a celebration like right after the
Like
proposal.
the next day.
Yeah.
So
like we got engaged on a Saturday night and we had a l'chaim on the Sunday.
But
and then we also had an engagement party. We had a lot of celebrations, honestly. It was like a year-long affair.
I needed like her family, the extended family, to be free, but I didn't want to tell them because I thought they would be able to, they'd, have troubles keeping the secret. So there's a lot of thought in like how we could like finesse all of this. And basically, what was it, like the night before or a couple of days before, Shan, actually it wasn't. It was actually weeks before. Shan had told me that her cousin was doing like makeup stuff on Instagram where she was like testing different makeups. Like
my cousin's a makeup artist.
Yeah, and she was like testing different nail polishes.
No, she wasn't. That was a lie.
Oh no, sorry. She was.
Okay.
No, she was testing just different makeups on her Insta.
Yeah, she's a makeup artist. You'll often show makeup on Instagram.
Yeah.
So the issue was that at the time I would never get my nails done, and I wanted my nails to be nice for the proposal. But you want to get your nails done? Because one time I did, a couple months earlier, I did get my nails done, and you didn't propose, and I was like, this was a waste of a manicure, and it irritated me. So I wasn't getting my nails done, but you were like, how am I going to do this? And weeks before, my cousin said to me, I'm going to get in a shipment of nail polishes, like, will you come try them out for me? And I didn't think anything of it because my cousin's been like testing makeup on me since I was like 5 and she was like 9. So it was actually brilliant. It was so brilliant. And it really made me look so stupid that I went and got my nails done that day. And my cousin, she painted my nails. She actually did my makeup a bit as well. And I didn't think anything of it at all. And you know what? I spent that entire time with her complaining about being like, when is Peter gonna... I was whiny. I was like, why hasn't he proposed yet? And she's like, I'm literally doing your nails, you idiot. But she didn't say anything. And I didn't think anything of it because she'd set it up weeks before. It was so evil. She was like, and then a week before she said, hey, is next week good? Just really casually, is next week good for you to do your nails? And I was like, yeah, we're not doing anything on November 10th. Brilliant. So smart.
Yeah. Well, I knew you wanted
your nails. It makes me seem really dumb.
I knew you wanted your nails to be done for any photos, and you should do your makeup. So I planned. She was the only person I told at that time, like early, that I was like going to propose. Hello. Sorry, Eliza's now coming to me, which is pretty rare that she would choose me over Shannon.
She's about to ditch you.
Oh man, that sucks. No, stay. Oh, come on. She just loves Shan way more than she loves me. So, yeah, basically made sure Shan would have her nails done and her makeup done, which I knew would be important to her for photos. And then I also organized a games night with my friends. Well, that's what I told Shan.
On I feel like you're forgetting what was a lie, and you can't even keep the truth straight.
I knew. It's funny because it was like so easy to lie to Shan because I just like don't lie to her. So I was like, hey, we're playing like a games night with my friends on this night, and you're like, okay.
Lizzie is so close to knocking the camera, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, she might knock it off. Oh, that was close.
The reason that I fell for everything was because I didn't think you
stupid idiot.
Yeah, I didn't think that. Yes, it was genuinely confronting by how easily you could lie to me and how gullible I would be. I didn't think you'd outright lie to me. I never even considered for a second that you would lie to me. I just thought that, like, I had a friend who was like, "When are you going to get engaged?" And I was like, "You're telling me." And then she was like, "Tell me everything you have on in the next 2 months." And she looked at my schedule and she was like, this was the week before, and she said, "You're going to get engaged next Saturday." And I said, "No, I'm not, because I have a games night." So you know what I mean? I just never thought that things would be an outright lie. And you also told me on Sunday you were playing basketball. So I was like, we can't have a l'chaim. You'll be playing basketball.
To be fair, like I was playing basketball on Sundays. I just obviously wasn't going to play that week. Yeah, so I was like, all right, check with like getting her makeup, but I was like, how do I get her parents down without her realizing? And I'm like, okay, the only way we're going to be able to do this is if I like go to a movie, because we won't have our phones on in the movie. So I waited for her parents to book their flights, and then I went to look at what movies were going on at those exact times, so you wouldn't call your mum. And to my absolute horror, there was only one movie on that I had absolutely no interest in going to, and Shan knew that I would have no interest in going to. And I was like, how am I going to sell this? Because what I'm going to say, hey, Shan, you want to go to this movie I don't want to see with me on this very specific time? And it was called Boy Erased.
Yeah.
Boy Erased, about conversion
It was
therapy.
about conversion therapy. I was really interested in seeing it. I didn't think anything of it. You were like, "Do you want to see this movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, it sounds really interesting." You said you'd heard a radio interview about it, and I was like, "You don't have to sell me. I'm in." Like,
I was like, I heard a radio interview with the director, which was true. I did hear a
and you
radio
were like,
interview.
"This sounds so bad."
And I was like, I have no interest in seeing this movie. But I said, it sounds like really good and I really want to see it. And then you were like, okay. So we booked for that session of that time. So you were like going straight. I made it like really rushed. So
But
you
the
went
best
straight
part-
makeup into movie.
The best part of that story is that my mom told me she was going to a movie so that I wouldn't call her like before my movie. But for some reason,
was
she
no
also told me she was seeing Boy Erased. So when I got out of Boy Erased, Peter had made a reservation at our favorite restaurant. But I was like, "Oh no, I don't want that tonight. I want to get burgers." So Peter had to go to the bathroom to cancel that reservation. I thought he was going to the bathroom. While I was in the bathroom, I obviously called my mom. I'm not gonna be left alone with my own thoughts. And I was like, "What did you think of Boy Erased?" And my mom, who was in Melbourne, secretly had not seen Boy Erased. And she was like, "It was really uplifting." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. What did you take from that movie? Like, you completely did not get the point of that movie." And and I like fully spoiled, like, not that she ever saw it, but I was like, "No, that's not what happens." And then like at the end, this happens. And she's like, "Yeah, of course." And I'm like, anyway, I don't know why she said she was seeing the exact same movie. I obviously called her to discuss it.
Yeah, that was not a good lie. She crumbled under, bro. I mean, this is why I didn't tell people earlier.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Completely crumbled under the pressure. There was one other part which you probably know now. I don't know if you know or not.
Me.
Yeah, because I set it up before Friday night, and we usually have Friday night dinner with my family, but I didn't want you at my parents' house because everything was fully set up, and I was
The logs.
worried that everything,
Yeah.
like the TV outside, like
The
everything
tiki
was set up.
torches, the urn,
Like
the
everything was.
parchment that Peter's mom had like burnt, old timey paint burning things.
We
tea
we went
stains.
to like a pot store to get the
We still have that pot.
urn. We went to
Yeah.
like an actual store to get the urn.
A better
Anyway,
person than me would have like made a really nice pot plant in that urn. It's just sitting there, just itself, just a pot,
Anyway, we
just an urn.
I didn't want you at my parents' house because it's all set up, and we were meant to go to your cousins. For
Yeah,
dinner.
I know this.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so her cousins are like deciding in like a group chat. They're like, "What should we do for dinner?" And I haven't told them I'm going to propose. So obviously, I've already committed. Said, "Well, yep, we're coming." And then they say, for the first time ever, they're like, "Let's all get Indian food." And Shan's like, I can't eat anything there, like allergy, whatever. She's like,
I just don't like Indian food.
She was just like, how about we just go to your parents instead?
And then, well, because a lot of my cousins were pulling out. So I was like, we'll go to my cousins next week. We'll go to your parents tonight. And then that wasn't going to work.
Yeah. So then I had to like message her aunt and be like, all right, I'm going to propose tomorrow. We have to come because I've set it up. Like you have to suggest like a different cuisine. Like it can't be Indian because your other cousins that were coming were all keen on Indian. So then she was like, oh, actually we can't do Indian because XYZ. Let's do, I can't remember if it was like Thai or Italian or something.
We went somewhere else. Yeah.
Anyway, so I had to like quickly think on my feet. I'm like, oh, how are we going to get out of this without it being like, it had to be subtle.
So you kind of told like everyone before by accident.
It wasn't by accident. Things kept coming up. So anyway, so we finished this movie. I've booked a place. I've booked dinner at the place that I wouldn't say like our first date, but the place we would frequent.
Our favorite restaurant.
Yeah, our favorite restaurant, place that we go to all the time together. And I'd already booked. And then I'm like, all right, Shan, like we've had this like nice thing. Like I'm feeling like
That's not how Boy Erased was. No one remembers that movie. It
No,
wasn't
okay,
nice.
I
It was
wasn't
very
saying
sad.
nice. I was just saying like we've had a nice time. Let's go have, food from this favorite place. I think well, I know it is. It's an Italian restaurant, and you love Italian food.
I love
And then
that
for some
restaurant.
reason, despite you having your face full of makeup and your fingernails all done, you're like, I want to get burgers.
My fingernails have nothing to do with burgers. You
It's
are
a
right.
messy food to eat.
Usually, I would never eat burgers with lipstick on. That is what it was. However, we were right there, and Burger Project has subsequently shut down, and they had the best veggie burgers, and I don't regret it for 1 second. I wish I could have it again right now.
So she was like, I want burgers. I'm like, oh, why don't we get Italian? You're like, no, I want burgers. I'm like, oh.
It made no sense to go past the Italian place once we were already at the burgers.
We're gonna go back to my parents anyway. I needed to use it as a reason.
No,
to go
I
back to my
understand. I
parents.
understand how you were using it. I'm just saying from my
Because
perspective.
it's right next to my
There's no point
parents' house.
arguing about this now, 7 years later.
No, but I'm just saying that like it's right near my parents, so I was using that to get back to my parents. Otherwise, there was no reason for us to get back to my parents back in
Yeah.
that area. So
Yeah.
anyway, I have to go to the bathroom and cancel the booking.
That's when I called my mom about Boy Erased. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're eating burgers, and I'm like, I had no appetite. I think you even said, "Why aren't you that hungry?"
I didn't think anything of it. Just talking about Boy Erased,
I was so nervous.
the conversion therapy movie, eating my burger with my lipstick on, my nails freshly done, no thought in my mind.
I had the ring in my pocket
Why?
because I was like, when am I going to like suddenly be able to get
Oh yeah,
the
that
ring?
makes sense. Yeah.
So I had the ring on me like the whole day, and I was like, I've never experienced anything like having a engagement ring like in your pocket. It's like feels like it's burning a hole in your pocket. You're like so nervous. I had to keep checking
What
it
were
to
you
make sure it
nervous
hadn't
about?
fall. I was like, is it here? Is it gonna fall out?
I wear it
Like,
on my finger every day now.
I was like
You know that?
freaking out with it in my pocket, as well as like, is someone gonna
Why
see? Am
weren't
I
you
gonna
eating?
drop
Like,
it?
why were you nervous? Were you nervous that it wouldn't go well, or like what? That something would. What was
I don't
the
know.
issue?
I
The
don't
video
know.
wouldn't play. That I would say no.
No,
What's
I
the-
just wanted it to be perfect. There was so much effort going in.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
then someone, I'm not going to name names, was throwing curveballs left and right at me, and I had to adapt on the fly. When you're already nervous and panicking, and you have a expensive wedding ring in your pocket, you're like, there's a lot going on. Engagement ring, sorry, not wedding ring. Anyway, so then I had to like make up a reason. Do you remember I had made up a reason to go back past my parents? I'm like, I left a
You said to
game.
go get games.
I was
yeah.
like, I left a game
Also didn't
for the
think
games
anything of
night
it.
at my parents' house.
Yeah.
Not our house, my parents' house. I left it there.
Literally not one thought in my mind this entire time thought that that we would get engaged. And it's so crazy because a few days before I'd been with my mom shopping, she was like, "Oh, let me get you this dress." And then I bought it and then I wore it and she was like, "I knew you would immediately wear it on that day." I'm like, "What the hell? Why am I so easy to control?" Like, it's scary.
Anyway, drove to my parents' house. Then we were going to go on the front door, and obviously I didn't want that because I wanted to walk around the side because it was all set up with like torches that were lit and on nicely lit fire. And then you clearly realized because
at that point,
let's go around the side of the house, which we never do. But yeah, the tiki torches and the tribal count opened up into a courtyard with a whole tribal council with a big screen and a voting urn and the fire pit. Don't forget the fire pit; that was pretty good. And then we sat down. I think you were already crying by that point. And we clicked play on the screen, and then seeing all your loved ones and everything. You're definitely
all my
crying.
loved ones. It was my brother, Rob,
It was all
Nick,
your
and
loved ones.
Mike.
Yeah. There was also photos of our
No, it was
journey
really
together.
sweet. It was just funny the people you chose.
Why was that funny? Would you have chosen other people?
No. Well, I mean, it's not I wouldn't say all my loved ones.
Yeah, because I didn't get Sari.
Yeah. Yeah. And then our parents were in Peter's parents' bedroom.
Yeah, my favorite part of the
our
story
families
was my dad really cleverly put on like a cam, a live feed, so that our parents were like huddled up in a bathroom together because they were too afraid to make noise. So I huddled into a bathroom watching on my dad's phone. I'm watching this live feed of the proposal, and my dad forgot to charge his phone. So like, what was meant to happen was I would propose, hopefully she would say yes, and then my parents and her parents would come out and be like, "Congratulations," and you would freak out because your parents are here.
Yeah.
But then what happened, because my dad's phone had died halfway through. They didn't know when to come out. So I was like, I actually should take you through the proposal before I get there. But I proposed. And do you remember what you did?
Yeah, I wrote yes on the parchment.
You walked past me.
Yeah, it's right.
You
yes.
walked past me to the parchment and wrote yes on the
Yeah, and
parchment.
I'm sure I had like a pithy little voting confessional.
Well, the thing was, like, I hadn't anticipated anyone. That wasn't like a usable thing. It was just meant for looks.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
it
that was so
wasn't
smart
actually-
that I wrote yes.
It was incredibly
You
smart.
want me to have a voting urn, a pen, parchment, and not write yes on
No,
it?
it was incredibly smart. But like,
But I never said
when I'm
yes.
down on one knee and I'm like, "Will you marry me?" and then you don't say anything and you walk past me, I'm like, "Oh no!" Like, what is happening right now? And then you wrote yes. I remember because your back was towards me. You were writing down, and I'm like, I wonder what this is going to say. But anyway, you wrote yes. It was either you're going to say yes or like literally vote me out. I don't know. I guess they were the two options.
Could have been a real blindside.
And then I was like, obviously we're both happy. And then I was like waiting for everyone to burst out of the bathroom and come into the courtyard to celebrate. And then no one did. And then I was like banging on the walls. I was knocking in, like trying to get their attention. And then they didn't come out still. And then remember when we said, what did I say? I can't remember, but it was something like, if someone's here right now,
I didn't hear any of
like
this.
it would be nice to celebrate with you.
And
For them to come out. Anyway, it was pretty funny that my dad's phone died during the whole thing. But Dad also put in the cameras to record it, so we have a recording of it somewhere.
I don't think we have sound.
No sound though.
It would be good to know what you said.
Probably.
Yeah.
Technology 7 years and 1 month ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very joyous, happy, and then we celebrated.
And that's when you said, "I'm never gonna plan anything ever again."
I said I did my bit. It took me about 3 months or so to plan. Yeah, just over 3 months to get everything right. There's a lot of effort, and I was like, "That's the last time I'm putting in effort." I'm kidding.
No, you put in a lot of effort.
No,
but you're not a big planner.
Yeah, well, I just was like, I knew that you wanted a good engagement story. Like, I wanted a story that we'd be able to tell forever.
Actually, I think what I said was, I don't care how you propose right now. But I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
I was 25.
Maybe
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I was
Maybe I wanted the story. Either way.
No, I definitely wanted the story. I was just impatient.
I wanted this to be something we'd be able to talk about forever, and also just like differentiate from everyone else being proposed to. I guess this is like relatively unique in the amount of effort that went into all of it.
Pretty unique.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I don't know. I thought it was a really good story, and I was like, let's just go for it. And yeah, I wanted to be special for you, and I wanted your makeup and nails to be done, and to do that subtly was difficult.
No, I'm so stupid. It ironically made me realize how bad I would be at survival. Although I think I would probably not trust everyone as much as I trust you. You really abused that trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. By making me look like an idiot. Literally, like, to be fair, like 80% of my thinking was like, I'm so happy I'm engaged. And 20% was like, you're just so stupid. Like, what did you possibly think, you stupid moron? Like, genuinely, like, a large contingent was, you got your nails done, you idiot. Like, what?
I could have lied about the Pfizer ball. Didn't your friend think that the Pfizer ball was a lie?
She did think that. She's very paranoid.
Anyway, there was a Pfizer ball.
No, I'm like, there is a Pfizer ball. I've Googled it. Verifiable. Yeah. So because she was like, yeah, it's probably next week, or the Pfizer ball is fake, and it's the next week. And I'm like, no, there is a Pfizer ball.
The Pfizer ball is fake, but not the games night or the basketball.
Yeah, the games night, the unverifiable, vague games.
There's also with like friends that I knew you wouldn't contact. It was like a different friendship group you had nothing to do with.
You should use these powers for evil more.
No, I don't want to do that. You could. I could, but I choose not to.
But you should. But it's cool to think you could.
No, it's not. It's not cool at all. I don't want to do that. I didn't like manipulating you. Also, I
felt bad.
Sick the whole time.
It felt really bad. Like, I felt like, oh, I've been proposed to and it's really great, but I've also been blindsided and it feels awful.
Anyway.
I felt humiliated. No, no, it was though. It didn't make me look good.
No, you always look.
I think that the nail thing tips it over. Like, what moron? Anyway, it's fine. I'm past it. But it's the fact that while she was doing my nails, I was complaining about not being engaged soon. And for not 1 second did I think, anyway, it's fine. That's the story I'll tell in the future when people ask if I'll ever go on Survivor. And then they'll be here 40 minutes later and saying, like, it's just not where I
You're
wanted this to
saying I
go.
was like lying, all that, but I also like accidentally told Miles to gender our baby without him asking.
Yeah, I think you've become more complacent.
Maybe Miles is just really good at extracting secrets.
Exactly. Miles did not care. Yeah. So anyway, that was the proposal story. I hope everyone enjoyed that one. It's not the anniversary of that; it's the anniversary of our wedding. And they got married. And the funny thing about it was, like, I felt guilty that we were getting engaged when my brother was away because I wanted him to be there.
Yeah.
But then COVID happened 2 months after our wedding. And I thought, wow, if we had delayed this and then delayed the wedding would have been cancelled. And that really vindicated a lot of those decisions. Not that it was worth it, but
even 1 week later, there was those massive bushfires and the whole sky was just red.
Yeah, but the proposal
weekend
doesn't affect when we were going to get married. Like, it
Well,
does if it's months later, but not a week later.
No, but like the thing was, we got married obviously December, given it's December now and it's an anniversary. But like 1 week later, there was massive bushfires. The whole skyline it would have ruined all the wedding photos because it was all smoky
also
and
the
red.
bushfires.
Yeah, and then a month basically after that was COVID. So we basically didn't have many. Well, I was away.
Yeah, and no, in fact, it was Christmas and then it was COVID.
And I was in New York.
Everyone remembers how 2020 happened, but yes,
the timing had to be like exact.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if in 6 years of marriage you had lessons, or what if you have you learned anything in 6 years of marriage?
Yeah. I'm glad you put me on the spot first.
How to manipulate.
So I can't like hear what you're going to say. I think like some of the stuff, I don't know if it's like marriage things. Honestly, I think it just could be like
relationship. Yeah.
Getting older.
Oh, okay. Because like nothing changed much when we got married. We were already living together, and
yeah,
we'd already decided to be together forever. We never even decided that. We just are together forever.
Well, you decided, and I was like, I guess.
No,
I'm kidding.
As has been described, you decided it the first night we got together.
I think one of the big things is just like, I really love you, and
there's a but.
You just no, it's not a but. No, I really love you, and like most of the like small things like don't matter. It's like not sweating the small things. Like there's no like argument or issue that's worth having with you, really.
Because I'll win.
Yeah, because you'll win and wear me down with your arguing.
I've worn you down.
But basically, just like it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like there's basically nothing.
This whole podcast is us arguing over stupid stuff, though.
Yeah, but that's in a fun, lighthearted way. I'm not taking it personally unless you are.
Yeah, no, I am.
Oh god. But I think like that's probably, I don't know if it's a maturity thing where it's like, you know, they say like also happy wife, happy life is like kind of true.
I'm so rarely
because
happy.
when you're miserable, it like really hurts me, and you're miserable so often.
No, I'm not.
No, but like when you go through stuff which you have and spoken about on this podcast series, like that really, yeah, and it really impacts me, and I don't like that. So you know, and when you're happy, I'm happy as well.
Okay, so that's what you've learned, that when I'm happy, you're happy.
No, that's the way to minimize it. There was a whole package of happy wife, happy life, and not sweating the small things.
Do you think you sweat the small things less than you did?
Definitely, because I was like probably more nitpicky on things.
That's true.
And not set in my ways, because I clearly am not that type of person. But I think like I let things go a lot more now, and I'm pretty chill as a person, which I was not, I think, when we got married.
Well, I mean, I don't think you were ever not chill. I remember when we first moved in together, the two biggest arguments we had were about whether the blind should be up or down, and whether the
what time?
At like through the day.
What? I don't remember.
And whether the foot towel should be up on the shower.
Okay, that one. That one still. You take
I thought you were sweat the small things.
No, that one matters. But I've lost it. I've lost the argument. Our foot towel is on the floor.
We just have a different foot towel now. It should be on the floor.
Yeah, fine. That was how we solved that, because we couldn't agree. But foot towels should be hung up after you use them. They don't just permanently live on the floor. That's disgusting.
I thought you were supposed to small stuff.
God, everything but that.
So maybe I'm just have less things that annoy you, fewer things. Yeah.
Let's go with that.
My thing's gonna be really meaningful and sad. You're gonna feel bad about what you said about the foot towel.
I said you literally set me up for failure by you.
I told you before I wanted to ask you it.
How long before the podcast did you tell me you were going to ask that question?
Like 20 minutes?
While I was setting up all the tech stuff for the podcast.
That's when I also thought about it. In
No,
that
you
20
planned it for
No.
days. I can see it is in your notebook.
The notebook says
Let me see.
marriage lesson.
You've got an entire paragraph
That's
of your
not
answer.
from today.
That's the whole answer written out.
No, it's not.
You have
No, it's
3
not.
paragraph answers. I'm looking forward to hearing what it says.
That's a
So
lie.
please tell us.
Don't lie to the people. Oh, wait, but I thought you didn't smet the small stuff. Smet? Did I
clearly-
say smet? I think I
Yeah,
said
don't
smet.
smet the small snuff.
Don't smet the
the
small
small smuff.
No, I was gonna say that like I learned what I feel like you teach me new meanings of what love is. Now you feel terrible.
No, I don't feel bad because that's I can swear. That's bullshit.
you do.
Because the cats taught you new meanings of
Yeah,
love.
I learned new meanings of love in different ways, for sure. Like I learned, like I care for the cats like my children. That definitely taught me a new meaning of
They
love.
opened your heart to more love.
Of course, but like you taught me. I think you taught me what love is, and I think I discovered it since we got married.
Since we got married,
Yeah,
you didn't
just-
love me before.
No, I loved you very much, but I think that I was like, I think I just wrongly thought about what love was. I think for me, like, and I had this year, and also the different types of love. This is a big part of Eternity. Such a good
Don't
movie.
spoil it.
Not spoiling it. I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's about what different types of love. Yeah, I think like this year, as an example, like the day we had the miscarriage,
Mm.
I thought I was reminded because I hadn't learned like this is what love is. Like you need to be with the person who will hold your hand on the worst days of your life. That's like my guiding ethos. I thought that's what I'll tell my child one day. And I think I learned that very shortly after marriage because we got married as described in December and COVID hit. COVID hit around March, but I fell into a very deep depression in February. And I know I say this so much it's lost all meaning, but like that was my worst period of depression.
Do you remember the jokes
What?
we made?
What? No.
Like, I think I'll just probably apologize for the jokes.
Oh no.
But I remember like at the beginning of COVID and you'd spiraled hard. And I remember thinking like, well, I wasn't remember thinking, we used to joke about it. I would say like all your mental health problems came out after we got married.
Yeah, I think the wedding was really holding me together.
I married a crazy person.
This is really taking away from what I'm about to say about love.
No, I'm still here and we got through it together and I love
No,
you. And
that-
also that's a joke. I was just making you laugh.
In 2020, in February, I descended into a breakdown.
Yeah.
That lasted 6-ish months, if not more.
Oh, you're not in the breakdown now.
It changed me forever. To say that, and you're right.
I mean, we
it's,
had to move to Sydney.
it's too simple to
We moved
say.
out of
No,
Melbourne.
that wasn't why. It's too simple to say that I got out of it because that's actually just not what happened. It just I moved through it, if anything.
Hmm.
And I'm like we talked about this with like the stuff last year. Like I felt lower at that time, but my most extensive depressive period was 2020.
Yeah.
And it was right after our
It
wedding.
was a long time. Like,
Yeah.
as in that you were depressed. Like, it was debilitating.
And this is a very vulnerable thing to share on the podcast. I don't think a lot of people I don't know if anyone in my life knows this. Anyway,
What? I don't know what.
fun fact for
Do
the
I know
Gussin. Yes, you're a big part of it.
Oh, God.
The Gussin Around audience gets to be here for my most vulnerable moments. But so my hair was really long because I'd grown it out for the wedding. And then I kept it long for talking tribal. And then we'd gone into lockdown and couldn't cut my hair because the salons were closed. And because I was depressed, I wouldn't leave the house, also COVID. But like I wouldn't even go on the walks. My hair would, and I would never brush my hair. I would never straighten my hair. Like my hair would turn into like one giant knot, which is a big symptom of depression. And I don't know if Peter remembers this.
Oh, yeah, I do remember this. I know where this
But
is
Peter
going.
would sit and untangle my hair strand by strand. And I remember thinking in that moment, like, this is love. Like all the things I thought when I was like 26, I'm not 27 and depressed, but like, at the time, all the things I thought about, like that, like Disney had like internalized in me and like what love is. And we just had this like fairy tale wedding and like all of that stuff, that like, this is true love. Like someone who will sit there and do that too much. And the thing as well is like, yeah, I think that's what I've learned. Like all the other stuff they say, like you should marry your best friend. Like it goes without saying. But that's easy.
We'd run out of puzzles and I was pretty bored. So it was just,
Peter.
next
We hadn't
best
even
thing.
started our puzzles yet, and you could never get bored of the puzzle. We had years. But yeah, like I feel
I
like
do remember that.
people
I
say,
used to spend so long. You had such bad knots.
yeah, because I was
It was
depressed.
crazy.
Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like people say like marry your best friend. Like, yeah, obviously, like you should try and have the most fun with like the person that you marry, but like that goes without saying. Like that's easy. And I've got a lot of good advice about love and stuff. Like my grandma always used to say, marry someone you respect as much as you love. My mom would always say, marry someone who you like yourself as much as you like who you are with them as much as you love them. And I think all of that's great.
I didn't think I got any advice. What were you doing, mum
This
and
was
dad?
this was like through my whole life. But my advice going forward will always be, yeah, marry the person that you want holding your hand in your worst times, that you trust to do that. Because I think as well, it's like, you know what, like you don't want someone who just lets you be your worst self. Because like the reason I started working on my mental health and stuff was more for you than for me, because I don't really care about me.
Hmm.
So you want someone who pushes you to be your best self, but who also accepts you at your worst. I think that's what it is. Like you never feel judged, you never feel scared, or you know what I mean? Like you know that that's like a safe space, but also you would work on yourself for that person. Um yeah, and I think I learned that very very quickly. And I think I see that like we're about to get a lot of lessons in like things that are hard.
Yeah.
Like it's
Fair enough.
about to get very different. It's going to be a very different next year of marriage to last year of marriage because we're going to have a kid. And I think that that's, I mean, I think I want to work, like we always need to be a team, like all of that stuff. And I think it'll be interesting to kind of track that as we have a kid. But like, yeah, I think the main thing for me is that you want someone who's there, who you fully trust in the bad times. Because like, not to be like, you know, incredibly morbid, but like, even in the most privileged charmed life, which is I think I have. Like I think even in all of that, like my life's still incredibly privileged. Like even in the great like marriage we've had and the great life we've had, like we've still had to see each other through mental health difficulties, like, you know, job pros
Yeah.
and cons, like
Deaths.
health of parents or deaths of grandparents and pets. And like even in that, like I
Miscarriage.
don't have a very tragic life at all. The miscarriage, and like that's just like in a kind of in a really good life. That's just like pedestrian life. Like imagine what the next decades will be. Like if you can't trust the person you're with to be there for you on your worst days, like
Hmm.
there will definitely be worse days. Like my worst days are ahead of me, which is like kind of awful to think about. And it's like
Yeah.
it sounds sad. And it is sad because it's mostly talking about depression. But yeah, I don't think I thought about that before. I think like I knew I could trust you.
I'm glad. Well, I mean, you were wrong because I
Yeah,
lied to you so
clearly.
much before.
But I knew that I never had to be insecure
Your
about
guard's
like,
up. Yeah.
yeah, I knew you would never judge me. I never one moment thought like this would be too much for you or any of that. Like I truly trusted that, but I don't think I consciously thought about it. And was right. It was in that moment when you untangled my hair, and I thought one of the many times you untangled my hair, and I thought this is love. This is the Cinderella song, but it makes it seem like it should be about like a ballroom in a
That's very
princess
sweet.
dress.
Thanks, love. I mean, for me, I already knew all this before the marriage, so like
No,
I
you
didn't learn it
didn't.
since.
No, you didn't. You didn't
But
consciously
yeah,
think
thank you
about
for
it the way that
you're
I
like,
did.
this is what I learned, and you're going to feel bad. I'm going to be like, I already knew that, so
No, you
didn't
didn't.
feel too
You would have
bad.
said before. You would have consciously said before we got married that the thing you need to look for in love is for someone to be with you on your worst days.
Yeah, so I did joke saying my parents didn't say anything. What did my dad say to you before we were married? You remember?
That I'll be next to you when they bury him.
Yeah,
He talks about that
that's
all
a
the time.
messed up thing to say,
I don't know
Dad.
why he always talks about that.
But he says it all the time. So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
that also-
maybe
yeah.
maybe I thought about being with someone who would be there with me when I bury my dad, and that's something he says, which
God
is real
forbid.
messed up.
God forbid.
Yeah,
Well,
God forbid. But you
both
know what
of-
I mean.
Both of Peter's
So I was
parents.
already thinking about it.
Well, both of Peter's parents lost their fathers really young, and got them through that. They got each other through that. So I think that they innately
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah,
in
no,
ways
they're both very
we
special.
were very lucky not to have to think about. Really,
Yeah, but
we
that
thought
just
we
that
had
made
like
their.
long distance and stuff, but yeah.
But yeah, outside of that comment, I guess I mean, given that was the only comment I've been told about what to look for in love
Also,
from
he said it to
anyone.
me and not to you.
I know he said it a lot though when he gets.
He does
Yeah.
talk about it a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I already knew that. You just no one had told you before, I guess.
No, it's different to know it
And
until
feel
and to,
it.
yeah.
I get it. But also, I just like never had any doubts that you were going to be that person for me.
It probably, I agree. It probably is intuitive, but
It was
I
very
feel like
intuitive.
when people date, though, they're not thinking about that.
Probably not. I think like at the beginning, the honeymoon phase of a relationship, you're probably not thinking like, is this person going to be there for me? Like when shit hits the fan.
I think, yeah, you're thinking, do
probably
I have
just
fun
having
with this
fun.
person? But like you have to have fun.
You have
But
to have
like
fun.
that's like baseline.
I always
Don't
have
even
fun with
talk
you.
about
You're
that.
my best friend.
You're my best friend.
Like, no, Yanni's my best friend.
That's mean. My cat's my best friend.
No, it's
And
fine.
my
You could be
mom.
equal best.
I know you're right. So no, I think I am your best friend.
Yeah. Hi, Lizzie with her taco.
Oh, well, I guess that's our cue. Eliza is here, bringing us a taco.
That's so cute.
She's proudly. Yeah, and the cats also teach me new love, and soon we'll have a baby, and we'll learn different
Another
new
love.
love. It's great.
That I'll learn for reals.
For
Afterwards.
reals?
No, it's in like for
Screw
all
you.
Well, I already knew the other stuff, but this one I'll learn.
Yeah. The podcast is over.
Oh, okay. Well, that means I have to go get up. Well, no, but in all seriousness, that was very sweet, and I love you very much.
You're so mean about it.
No, I'm just teasing. I feel bad for saying those things about my parents. My parents are lovely, and also they have a very nice relationship. So I always had great role models to look up to. So I already knew all this stuff. Sorry, not that you didn't. I'm just saying that's how I learned from like viewing rather than like being told things.
I had a really incredibly meaningful thought, and you had never verbalized it in your mind because you just knew it on some level. It's different to verbalize it, and then I probably said it to you over the years, and you're like, have now internalized it. You're welcome. And that's what happened.
What did you say? I wasn't listening.
Anyway.
I probably forgot.
It is intuitive, but not a lot of people say it out loud. So anyway, it is meaningful. Anyway, thank you though for minimizing my beautiful message.
No, it was great. I love it. I hope you get many more
bad days for you to hold my hand through.
Many more times on the podcast you can say beautiful, meaningful messages, and I'll react differently to them. I promise.
Anyway, what a great time. This is us not sweating the small stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it for the podcast. We're gonna go.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you all. At GussinAroundPodcast@gmail.com if you want to email us. YouTube, Spotify, Apple.
We are clearly getting through the questions, like one per episode, basically at this point. Yeah. But we are getting through them all. So please send your things, like, subscribe on YouTube and all that stuff, and tell people to listen if you like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
That's it. All right. Thank you all, and we will see you next time. Bye. Gussin' around your friendly neighborhood, Gusses are gussin' around your favorite neighborhood, Gusses. Where are they found? In the studio, making a podcast for you. Find out what we did this week. Was it